All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the philosophy of Krishnamurty, who didn't just offer up a new meditation technique. No, he challenged the very meaning of the word itself.
So let's just jump right in with a big question Krishnamurty always started with. See, he wasn't really interested in how to meditate. He wanted to know what meditation truly is. And that simple shift in focus, well, it changes absolutely everything. Okay, so to really get where Krishnamurty is coming from, you've got to understand the world he was pushing back against. A world just packed with all these ancient systems and really strict methods. I mean, look at this. He saw this whole landscape of prescribed paths, right? You had Zen, Sufism, ancient Hindu traditions, and then all these modern mantra practices that were popping up, especially in the West. Every single one of them had a recipe, a specific method you were supposed to follow. And this is where Krishnamurty just throws a grenade into the whole thing. His first move, his first radical suggestion, is that to really find out what's true, you have to be willing to throw it all away. Every system, every teacher, every tradition, just discard it. He had this incredible quote. He said, if you practice, 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 you will become a mechanical mind. His point was that all that repetition, it doesn't actually lead to any deep insight. It just conditions you. It turns your mind into this dull, mechanical thing, kind of like a robot just going through the motions. And you can really see the contrast here, can't you? On one side, you've got the old way. Follow the rules, repeat the steps, and you'll get to some fixed goal. But Krishnamurty's whole inquiry is the exact opposite. He says, forget the systems, give yourself the freedom to actually ask questions, and you might just discover a truth that's alive and always moving. I mean, just think about it for a second. If you're practicing to reach some goal you've already defined as truth, then that goal has to be something fixed, something, well, dead. But for Krishnamurty, truth is alive. A living, breathing thing can't be static, right? Okay, so if we're throwing out all the maps, all the instructions we've been given, where on earth do we even begin? The answer he gives is, well, it's so simple, but at the same time, it's incredibly profound. He says the only true starting point for any real investigation is to honestly, genuinely admit, I don't know. And this isn't about being ignorant. No. He sees it as an act of total liberation. And that's the beauty of it. Starting with I don't know is not a weakness at all. It's actually a huge strength. It frees you from the weight of everybody else's answers and conclusions. It opens the door to real humility, and most importantly, the freedom to actually find out for yourself. All right, so this freedom you get from not knowing leads us right into the next part of this whole inquiry. If meditation isn't some separate little thing we do, then what is it? And how does it even fit into our messy everyday lives? So he poses this really critical question that completely reframes the whole point of meditation. He asks, is this really something you just do for 20 minutes a day on a cushion, totally walled off from the rest of your life? His answer is a definite no. He says real meditation has to cover the entire field of our existence. It has to include all the messy stuff, the complicated, contradictory parts of being human. Your ambition, your greed, your fears, your job, your relationships, the whole shebang. Because here's the bottom line for him. If your meditation isn't touching every single part of your life, then it's not meditation. It's just a hobby. It's a nice relaxation technique. Or worse, it's just an escape from who you really are. So this idea that meditation has to cover everything, it forces us to look at what it even means to be awake in our daily lives. I mean, are you truly present right now? Or are we all just kind of running on autopilot? His view is that most of us, most of the time, are basically asleep. Our minds are so loaded down with the past, all our memories, our hurts, our conditioning, that the past is like a filter, constantly coloring and defining how we see the present moment. So to be awake is the opposite. It means your mind is unburdened. The past isn't dictating the present anymore. And this allows for what he called choiceless awareness, which is just a way of saying you're seeing what is, right here, right now, with total clarity. No filters, no judging it, no comparing it, no wishing it were different. You're just seeing. And this is such a crucial point. Being awake doesn't mean you get amnesia. You obviously still need practical knowledge from the past to drive a car or do your job. It just means the psychological burden of the past isn't there. It informs you, sure, but it no longer controls your perception of what's happening right now.
Okay, so all of this leads to what is probably the most challenging, the most revolutionary idea in Krishnamurty's entire inquiry, the idea of living without any internal control.
Just think about it for a second. You know when you say to yourself, I have to control my anger, or I need to stop thinking about that? Krishnamurty asks a simple question. Who is the I that's doing the controlling? It's just another thought, isn't it? It's just one piece of your mind trying to beat up another piece of your mind, and that just creates this endless internal war. So instead of that battle, he proposes something totally different. He says when a desire or a feeling comes up, let's say you get a sudden flash of irritation or a craving for something, you don't push it down and you don't immediately act on it. Instead, you just let it flower. You watch it with this complete, choiceless awareness. You observe its entire life cycle from the moment it starts to the moment it ends without any judgment at all. And the incredible insight here is that when you observe something completely, without fighting it, it just resolves itself. The desire lives at its energy and then it's gone. The very act of seeing it fully is its ending. No suppression, no conflict, it just ends. So let's wrap this all up. For Krishnamurty, meditation isn't something you do. It's not a technique you practice for a few minutes a day. It is a quality of attention, a state of being that you can bring to the whole of your life. Which leaves us with this final, and I think pretty provocative question for you to consider. If meditation isn't a practice, but a quality of attention you bring to every single moment, what, if anything, would have to change in your own life